Hey everyone, today I'm finally coming to you with a review on the brand new Marvel Legends She-Hulk. Now this figure is absolutely phenomenal, and I think I can say that this is my favorite figure from the wave. I had a little bit of an error with mine, and I did manage to get a second one. I've been wanting to get this video for so long, but you know, I do like to do the videos for the waves normally in order, so I finally have the whole wave, so now we're doing them in order, and now we do She-Hulk. So without further ado, let's get into She-Hulk's review, because I have a lot to talk about. So before we go over She-Hulk, I want to go over the box. Her bio reads, She-Hulk, attorney Jennifer Walters' life is forever changed when she suddenly gains Hulk-like powers after an accident exposed her to the blood of her cousin, Bruce Banner. There you can see the rest of the wave. She's included with Ultron's, or Infinity Ultron's left leg. And yeah, we'll have Kate Bishop coming up next. There you get the image of She-Hulk on the side. It has this kind of like spray paint design on the back of the box there, or behind her. Has the old She-Hulk show logo before they changed the design. Same thing happened with the Multiverse of Madness figures. So, you know, I don't blame Hasbro by any means. They can only do so much. There you can see the She-Hulk logo at the top. But other than that, that's the box. Oh, there goes a figure. But the She-Hulk figure herself is absolutely amazing. I do have to say that this is my favorite figure in the wave. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be Moon Knight or Infinity Ultron, and don't get me wrong, those are both great figures, but after having this in hand and just posing it, it is phenomenal and completely represents the actual movie design like phenomenally. It was like, I don't think there's anything they really could have done better. I mean, let me know in the comments, but I think this is very, very good. Like I was mentioning, her hands are very flat compared to the fist here, and what I was talking about, like the knuckle cracking pose, is you can just put her fist into the hand and boom, cracking her knuckles. That's what a lot of people have been doing on Instagram, or at least what I've been seeing. But I did want to show what I was alluding to in the intro about how I got a second She-Hulk, because my first one here, if you guys can see, the forehead was just completely like more elongated than it should have been. It's a big forehead, and that is because it was put on, the hair was put onto the head further back than it should have been, as you can see. And it just kind of bothered me after a while, and then I found this lot with a bunch of figures for a great deal, so I'm just going to probably sell this one to my friend. But yeah, this head sculpt is phenomenal, and I'm very happy that I actually have a non-QC issue She-Hulk. So if you do get the opportunity to look at multiple in the store, definitely check that out, because I know it is pretty common. I think it's been happening a lot more than it probably should be, but regardless, we got a good version here. Now, let's look at that head sculpt, because oh boy, it looks more like Tatiana Maslany than Tatiana Maslany looks like Tatiana Maslany. It's a very, very good head sculpt, one of the best photoreal head sculpts in my opinion. And the hair is also a very nice sculpt. I love the little bit of paint that they spread in throughout, not just a flat color there. And it isn't very hindered. Like, it is a little bit hindered, granted, but you do get a lot of movement still, and you can get all the poses that you would want to anyway, which I'm definitely a fan of. It is on a dumbbell joint, but the sculpt of the outfit is phenomenal. It definitely looks like her comic outfit somewhat, so they definitely did take inspiration from there, obviously. And she does have the Iron Man 3s, I believe is what they're called in the show. Those look phenomenal. And I did notice that there is a little bit of weird purple overlay there, whereas this one doesn't have it, but something to keep in mind as always. But yeah, this is a phenomenal sculpt. Obviously, I know what you guys are trying to look at. I know you guys. Hey, it was important to the show. That was one of the most funny scenes in the MCU, the Megan Thee Stallion scene. I thought that was hilarious. I know you guys probably think otherwise, but that was hilarious. And let's just say they did a good job on this figure. Let's leave it there. Let's keep it professional, guys. But yeah, this is a phenomenal sculpt, and everything about it is just completely, at least to me, from watching the show, accurate to the show. I think everything came out perfectly, which is great, because it doesn't always happen all the time, especially with these concept art figures. I know there's some things off with the Moon Knight, I think, and some of the other figures from this wave, but this one, in my opinion, just came out phenomenally. And we only got this outfit for like, what, 2 episodes, so good to get it nonetheless, because this was probably the best outfit for them to make. anyways. But other than that, I think that's all I have to say about the She-Hulk figure. So let's get into her articulation and then some comparisons. She-Hulk smash. So the articulation on She-Hulk is very, very good. The head goes back, not that much, but, you know, whatever. Down that much, side, side, full 360. Very good movement for that amount of hair. Not like great movement, but because of that hair, you got to give them some props that it has this much movement still. The arms go out. Oof, that's tight. They go out that much. You're going to want to watch out for the paint for sure, because that is a weird kind of sculpt for sure. Go out that much, down, full 360, bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. And I know some people have been thinking that looks weird. Guys, like you guys always complain, we finally get pinless, not only pinless, but double jointed elbows on female figures. And you guys still have to nitpick. Like, this looks great. I don't see what you guys mean. Like, maybe, but it's an action figure. It's fine. It looks great. And then both hands are on a horizontal hinge. So this goes up, down, and full 360, as well as this side. Ab crunch goes down. Well, not that much. I was saying the articulation is great, and it is, but back that much, and then the legs kick forward that much, back not that much because of physics, and she does slits that much, and she does have an upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees, which look great, and then the ankles go up a lot more than I was expecting because I thought this would get in the way, but they go up because this is a kind of pliable plastic, and then down a lot as well. And then, of course, ankle rocker pivot. But other than that, that is the articulation for She-Hulk. Time for some comparisons. Here we have She-Hulk next to a couple of MCU characters that she will probably cross paths with in the future. We have the Moon Knight from the same wave and the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange. Here we have the Kamala Khan from the same wave with She-Hulk. As you can see how tall she is, she's almost out of the frame. Here we have the Sam Wilson Captain America, which she will definitely probably interact with in the future. And then some other figures here. We have Shang-Chi. I'm sure we'll see them together. I definitely think she'll be crucial to the MCU going forward. And that's what I mean. Infinity Ultron is a little bit shorter than her. They're fairly similar in height, but damn, they really made that figure small. And I will justify that in the video when that comes out because I don't think it's as bad as some people say. And then we have the Lady Thor there. And then lastly, I do want to show her, well, not lastly, because I do actually want to compare her next to, if I can grab him here quickly. This is a guy who fell at the beginning of the video, but her cousin, Hulk. Now, this is the one that is most accurate to the design from She-Hulk. Obviously, I do have the, you can't see it, the Infinity Gauntlet on him, but those look great together. Kind of maybe get like a black shirt for him or something, like a fabric shirt. That would look great, but he is very, very tall, probably a little too tall. And then the last figure that I want to show her next to is the comic book She-Hulk, which is a very similar size to this one, but darker green for sure. This is a great figure. Both of them are great figures, but I do hope we get a comic book design for kind of this outfit, like a better version. I know we got it once, but I don't think that figure was too good. I didn't get it, but it was from this box set, and I just didn't think it looked good. But, you know, Hasbro's doing good now, so maybe they'll take a crack at it again. But other than that, let's get on to my final thoughts. I can't believe I forgot to show her next to this, but I did. Here we have She-Hulk next to the Multiverse of Madness Wong, which is a very similar design to the She-Hulk design, if not exactly the same, but very important figure to show her next to. So don't know how I forgot that, but I did. They look great, but it's time for the final thoughts now. So for my final thoughts, I think this figure is crazy good. I think everything about it absolutely represents the She-Hulk from the show, and I love everything about it. I honestly don't have any gripes. I think the head came out perfectly fine on this one. I mean, definitely check if you have the opportunity at multiples because you saw the other one. It was a little bit off, but even so, it wasn't too big of a deal. I just thought it was important to get a better design to show you what the figure would actually look like. But overall, I think I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. It is outstanding. They did an amazing job on every aspect of the figure. And I want to know what you guys think of this figure in the comments below. I'm unsure if I want to know your thoughts on the show because I know some people on the internet have been a little too crazy about it or gone too hard on it, which I think is unjustified in some ways. But just, let me know what you think of both in the comments below the figure and the show. And as always, I have been Jagger Collector, and I will see you in my next video, which will be Kate Bishop. But until then, I will see you tomorrow. Where's Matt?